Swami Ramdas Guruji and Sadhuram while traveling the train. Okay, so that we are discussing previous chapter. God is Savior. Now the very next chapter is called as a kind policeman. Okay. So in this topic, it's all the traveling day. It's all between ticket Spada and train traveling moments of Swami Ramdas Guruji and Sadhu Ram. Let's see, discuss in detail. As known, next day, Lord Ram, who is a loving parent of all. So Lord Ram is unknown, okay. Unknown when the Swami Ramdas Guruji and the Sadhu Ram travel in one train had been known. Next day, Swami Ramdas Guruji saying that Lord Ram is always a loving parent to all. Saying that sadhus are going without food. Indians are together in a clerk to ask them to alight the station between Beswara and the Jagannath Puri. So that time what happened means, that Swami Ramdas was seeing that many sadhus are going without food. So hence finally Swami Ramdas Guruji asked the ticket inspector to give stop a train at the station between Beswara and the Jagannath Puri. So that time only some foods are available on between these stations. So Swami Ramdas Guruji asked ticket inspector to stop the train between Beswara and the Jagannath Puri, so that Swami Ramdas Guruji helped the sadhus to provide a food to them. Swami Ramdas does not remember the name of the station. So one station was that, but Swami Ramdas Guruji did not know what the name of the station is. Coming out of the station, so Swami Ramdas Guruji coming out. Okay, they proceeded toward the city and procuring some food. Swami Ramdas Guruji came out of the station. After that, they are procuring some food to these sadhus. Okay, who are traveling without food. The sadhus. Sadhus who are traveling without food. So procuring some food, refresh themselves. Returning in the evening to the same station. Okay. So after refreshment, after providing food to the sadhus, then Swami Ramdas Guruji and Sadhu Ram refreshed, and in the evening they came to the same station. Spend the night here. All day the night also spend the station that place itself. And next day they have to catch the train at the same hour at which they were made to arrive the previous day. So next day Swami Ramdas Guruji and Sadhu Ram want to catch the train. Wanted to catch the train within an hour. But they are in the station for next previous day itself. No, so yesterday onwards they yesterday onwards they are already in the station. Now onwards they are still in the station. So at the whole day they spend their night and the morning at this in the station itself, because next day morning they have to catch a train. No, so they stayed at this station. They are all stayed at this station. So for example, I want to give is even now and then in Central Station, you all know, Central Station. So many of the North Indians persons are staying by sleeping in with bag. So what is the purpose of staying in the station? Because they have to catch the thing and go to their home place. Okay. For example, one North Indian person was sleeping in the central station, means early morning or mid morning, they have to catch in that train and go to the home place. So that's why some people, even if you see in Coimbatore bus stand and all, many people are sleeping and staying in the station for the purpose of catching the train or bus on the next day. So that's why Swami Ramdas Guruji forwarded food to the sadhus in one station. After that, Swami Ramdas Guruji and Sadham got refreshment, and at the same evening they came to the same station. And now what happened means, now what happened means, on the night they are staying in the station, on the next day also they have to catch the train and spend a day in the station itself. All next day, okay, okay, well. There was some difficulty to encounter. All of course, apparent the Lord while the ways are always mysterious. Swami Ramdas Guruji realized that it's all Lord Ram ways. Lord Ram always is mysterious. Said by Swami Ramdas Guruji. It was again by both the ticket guard and the station master not to permit these shadows to board the train. So now the problem started by the shadows. Now the problem starts to the shadows because the ticket inspector and the station master not allowed the shadows to board into the train. Board the train. Oh, this is the only starting point of this chapter story. Okay. So the Swami Ramdas Guruji and Sadhguru was restricted to travel not to board in the train by ticket inspector and the station master. Now on the arrival of the train, the sadhus were entering the carriage. Both these officers, of course, in a strict discharge of their duties, prevented them from doing so. So finally, train arrived. But the police officer, the inspector, discharged in their duties. Now let's see what happened. The inspector not allowed. In spite of the in spite of the NDRDs of the Saudi Ram, the passengers on the platform all are occupied of the Saudi Ram. All are occupied the carriages. So now the entire railway station now the entire railway station is full occupied by passengers. Okay. There was no able to sit by many of these sadhus. So the two sadhus and the passengers on the platform were all occupied the carriages. The two sadhus and the railway officers were alone on the platform. Only the two sadhus and the railway officers were on this platform. Others are occupied by the passengers. Other carriages, okay, after the train came to the station. So I think they are just like a Bombay railway station now. When the train came now, all people are bored into the train by rush, pushing. That's why it's happened after the arrival of train. The clerk and the station master were keenly watching the sadhus lest they should slip into the train. So the clerk and the station master was keenly watching the shadows because they are standing in the platform uncomfortable, no? So they are keenly watching whether they are slipping to the train or not, okay? They are observing. Oh Ram, oh wonderful, thou art. There was still some time for the train to depart. So after the arrival of train, the station is full of passengers occupied with the carriages, but only the ticket is full and the two are only allowed in the platform. Others are boarded in the train. But Swami Ramdas Guruji explained here, said by the beautiful quote, O Ram, how we are wonderful thou art. There was still some time, so the train did not start, so it's some time to start late for the train. Now a railway policeman coming up to the sadhus asked them to get into carriage, but the sadhuram told him that ticket clerk would not allow them to go. Oh, all the passengers are boarded into the train, okay, but the sadhus, sadhus and all, they are separated to stand in the platform itself. So one thing, when the when the railway policeman came, the sadhus told the reason, told this incident, okay, that the ticket inspector and the station master were not allowed to board into the carriage, board into the train. So let's see what happened next. Ticket would not allow them to go. The policeman then going to the place where the clerk and the station master were standing, placed the case of the sadhus before them, saying, so the policeman going along with sadhus, okay, sadhus to the ticket master and the ticket inspector and the station master, okay, and the both ticket master and the station ticket inspector and the station master were put in a police case by the sadhus, okay. Police case by the sadhus. Place the case, sadhus, okay. Sadhus gave complaint to the policeman to the sadhus made a complaint to the policeman of both the ticket inspector and the station master for not allowing sadhus to board into train. For that reason, both ticket inspector and the station master registered a complaint in the police station after this kind police. You see, these sannyasis deserve to be allowed to get into the thing. As regards tickets, they cannot be expected to carry money, since money is not the request. In the case of worldly people, super fantastic. The policeman said to ticket inspector and station master, you see, the sannyasis deserve allowed to board into the train. They did not, regarding ticket, they did not carry money. Since money is not their aim. In the case of wealthy people. So the policeman said to the both of them, so see, the sannyasis are very kind and love and affectionate. So they are not, don't think about any ticket. Don't worry about ticket. Sannyasis and all did not carry any money and all. They deserve money, yeah. Money is not their aim. Money is not the aim, as in the case. The worldly people, they did not have much interest and much desire about money. Listen, said by policeman. This word did not convince the railway officer. And after saying by the policeman and also The ticket inspector and the station master did not convince. They replied lightly, of course. It is against the rules of permit anybody to travel on the train without a ticket, so it's useless. On your part of played for them. Moreover, you forgot in fact that your suggestion is against the very spirit of your duty. As a policeman in the service of railway company. But the ticket inspector and the station master explaining, okay, it is not a permanent status to go on the train without a ticket. It's against the rules of law, okay? Yeah, it's agree. One thing. Yeah, but based on the railway rules, they are following that protocol. But the policeman said, but policeman explaining, see, they are all sannyasi. They did not carry any money. So sannyasi and all travel without ticket only, without money only. They did not carry anything at all. But this, and the girl is and the second master following the protocols given in the railway station rules. Okay, that rules only followed. Said by this ticket inspector to the police. It is against the rules to permit anybody to travel in the train without a ticket. Yeah, nowadays and all we cannot travel without ticket. Okay, if we even best example I want to give is in Chennai, AC law, memo train is running. Okay, when the first thing it was introduced in this year. Okay, this year April month. Yeah, see. Yeah, but when I was traveling that thing, few people think that this train is normal coach only, normal one. But they did not think it's a AC. It's a AC. So in AC train and all, AC memo train and all, the TTR will come and check the ticket. In the local memo train and all, nobody will come and check. But in the AC train, if you forgot to board in the AC train with having local train ticket means the TTR will put you a fine, heavy amount of fine. So that incidents happened when I was traveling AC memo train. Likewise, nowadays and all without ticket we cannot travel in the train. So likewise, the policeman explained the situation to the ticket inspector and the station master. But the station master following it's again the rules, okay? It's not the rules to permit anybody without a ticket to board into a thing. It is useless on your part to plead them. Moreover, you forgot the fact that your suggestion is against the very spirit of your duty as a policeman in the service of the railway station. The policeman was explaining about the sadhus, but the both of them are not convinced. They are saying the policeman plead them, okay? Plead them, forget the fact that suggestion, forget the situation. Again, forget the fact that forget the situation. Please allow them sadhus to board in the train. I am the policeman. I do the service of railway company, not any duty set by the policeman. Policeman is requesting to request to border the girl is better than the station master. They reply annoyed the policeman considerably. He felt strongly that these orders must somehow be allowed to travel by the train. But the policeman was really kind and loud. He said, but the sadhus must be allowed into the train. It was now nearly time for the train to start. The kind policeman was very uneasy. His eye flared up. There was a kind of desperate look in them. He swiftly moved towards the train and opening door of the carriage beckoned the shadows to enter, which they did as told. It was all the work of a moment, but this was observed by the ticket girl from a distance, and he ran up to the place at once. So now the kind policeman thing. Now the kind policeman was feeling very what do we say, was feeling very sad, okay, because the shadows did not boil into a thing, no, due to not having ticket. So immediately what the ticket inspector did means, immediately what the kind policeman did means, okay, he swiftly he was running towards the carriages, okay, carriages means train door, and opened all the door and entered the shadows to the train. But from away the distance, the ticket inspector was observed and came to the and quickly came to that place. What is happening and see what is happening and all, and then by the kind policeman. Okay. And then the policeman shadows, but this was observed by ticket girl. Okay. Ticket girl from a distance and he ran up to the place. Okay. After the kind policeman he helped to enter shadows to the train at the distance. The ticket inspector observed what is happening and at that place. So immediately ran away and he came to that spot. Oh, what authority! Okay. Then the ticket inspector asking question today. As kind policeman. Oh, what authority? Did you permit the shadows to enter the thing? Oh, what authority? Wow, what authority? To enter the police, to enter the shadows to board into a thing. Question the clerk in angry tone. What authority to enter the shadows to board in a time? In a angrily was speaking. The policeman, who was tall and stalwart, placed himself in front of the closed door of the carriage, his back leaning against him. Look here, brother. He replied a cool but a firm voice. Look here, brother. In a matter of this kind, there is no higher authority than the look here, brother. He replied in cool voice. In a matter of this kind, there is no higher authority than the gates of one consent, which are rightly considered as promptings of God Himself. So the kind policeman was replied to the inspector. There is no authority, okay, there is no any rules and that, okay, not the shadows to burn in the thing, okay. It's all prompting of God only. So the kind policeman realized that it's all God only makes me to allow the shadows to burn into that thing, to burn into God only makes this kind policeman to allow the shadows to burn in that thing. There is no any higher authority to ask this type of questions. Ask this thing. There is no any higher authority, there is no any higher profession, and that these questions did not ask, said by the kind policeman. It's all promptings of God, said by policeman. The action of steward shall be reported to the higher authorities, and he will answer for it, want the ticket guy. Immediately the ticket guy said, reply to the policeman, what you did, the action of yours shall be reported to the higher authorities. Can you answer it? The ticket inspector is warning to the policeman, hey, you did a mistake. I will complain to this, I will complain this report to the higher authority. Can you answer it? What the policeman said, let's see. Certainly, friend. Okay, certainly, I am okay to answer it. Reply the policeman. As a result of your report, even if we dismissed from the service, I am fully prepared to face all consequences. But neither you nor anybody on earth shall prevent the soldiers from traveling by this train. The policeman strongly, confidently saying, even if you dismiss from the service, so I am fully prepared to face the consequent situation. I will face the situation. What you will do is challenge the policeman. Challenge today the ticket inspector. You do whatever thing, I will face this challenge. Even if dismissed from the service, I will face this challenge. But you are living. Okay, ticket inspector, you are living. Second matter, living. But kindly allow sadhus to board in the train, because shall prevent the sadhu. But in some day, the sadhus will be boarded into the train. But no one can restrict them to not to board into the train, not to board sadhus to the train. No one can be restricted that time. Said by the policeman. The clerk was sorely perplexed on the attitude of the policeman, and was looking at the station master, who was then busy giving the signal for the departure of train service. Since the time was up, the whistle went, and the soldiers quite helpless. Oh Ram, what can poor Swami Ramdas, the slave, understand by this incident? Why and when they are omnipotent and are at work, nothing can stop or obstruct thee. O kind and loving protector of the universe, thy one touch can change the moment and dead face of the universe. The very policeman who is stationed on the railway platform to prevent passengers from breaking the rules of the company, deliberately break all such rules himself, and he sits to soldiers in the train, knowing full well that they have no tickets, and this too in face of bitter opposition and the risk of losing his job. Oh Ram, it's now beyond any doubt that thou art seated in hearts of all, inducing the whole universe to act and move in strict accordance to by thy sovereign will. Lord Ram, thou art indeed the true lover of thy devotees. The slave cannot find where to express thy greatness. Thy love, O tears, flow on, and this is the only way Swami Ramdas can express his feelings. So now what happened means, the clerk was solely the clerk was really shocked. Oh, what the policeman is saying? What the policeman is saying? Really shocked. Then what happened means, the ticket is when the clerk was surprised by the policeman replied, but the station master was prepared, ready to start giving signal for train journey. Then what happened? The whistle went up. Okay, the whistle sound went up. And the train was departed on the time. Okay, the train was departed on the time. Then the clerk was simply starting on the carriage. The clerk was simply started, okay. The clerk was simply starting and the carriage occupied by the sadhus. Finally sadhus were brought into the thing, okay. But the clerk was, but the clerk was simply always starting the sadhus, okay. Sadhus. Quite helpless, quite helpless. The getting spell like was selfish, okay, because he did not have the motive of service to help the sadhus to go in the thing. He was quite helpless. That's why Swami Ramdas Guru replied, "O Ram, what can poor Swami Ramdas, thy slave, understand by this incident?" So Swami Ramdas Guru is expressing, feeling that, "O Ram, please help the sadhus understand this incident to borrow into the thing." That's why Swami Ramdas Guru expressed his feeling. Then, O kind, loving protector of the universe, thy wonders contained in a moment and endless face of the universe. Through one moment, the entire situation will be changed. Through one omnipotent person. Okay. So the very kind one thing. The very kind for the police station, the policeman also at the railway station, railway platform, and they prevent and they prevent passengers. Okay, the kind policeman was breaking out the rules of the railway company because he only allowed the sadhus to enter into the train. No, so he broke out the rules of the railway rules. He broke out the railway rules and allow all passengers, including sadhus, to board into the thing. Born in the thing intelligent. Deliberately break all such rule himself, and finally the two sadhus were seated inside the thing. The two sadhus was from Ramdas Guru and Sadhram was seated in the thing, knowing full well, but they all know they did not have any tickets. They faced bitter, but even though the kind policeman know, after breaking the rules, we lost the job of service in the railway station. Even though he know that the police person know that, but the kind fortunate policeman helped the sadhus to break the railway rules, and finally the sadhus along with passengers are boarded in the traveling in the train inside. Okay, train inside. It is now. O Ram, Swami Ramdas Guru realized, O Ram, it is now beyond any doubt that thou art seated in hearts of fire, inducing the whole universe to act and move in strict accordance with thy. So Lord Ram only makes this kind policeman to help Sadhu Ram and the Swami Ramdas to act in the universe of the world. Okay, the kind policeman acted very well by the direction of and the direction form of Lord Ram. Lord Ram, that's why Swami Ramdas Guru says, feeling, okay, feel. There is sovereign. Thou art indeed the true lover of the devotees. Lord Ram is always thy full heart love is and all these devotees are fall, okay. Full heart of the devotees. Lord Ram was always the full heart of the devotees. The slave cannot find words to express thy greatness. This is the only way Swami Ramdas Guruji will express this feeling. So finally, to Lord Ram came and helped Swami Ramdas Guruji and Swami Ram to board inside the train and start traveling now. Okay, so this is the end of this chapter. So in this chapter, what we have discussed means, let's recap once again. What happened means, so the ticket is the unknown. Swami Ramdas Guruji seeing that sadhus were traveling without food. So immediately and between the station, one station, Swami Ramdas Guruji did not know where they are traveling. At that moment, what happening means one thing. At that moment, what happening means. At that moment, what happening means they Swami Ramdas Guruji provided food to Swami Ramdas Guruji stepped out in one station and provides food to some sadhus. Then on the after the refreshment in the evening, the same session they came. That time what happened means the ticket inspector and the station master were not restricted to sadhus to not board into the train. That time what happened means a kind policeman came and he helped sadhus with breaking rules, with breaking railway rules and the conversation between the ticket inspector and the policeman was started. Then finally, two kind policemen, the both all sadhus traveled along with passengers in the train. Then now Swami Ramdas Guruji realized that it's all Ram's will. Ram always loving God of all devotees. Lord Ram is always a lover, loving God of all devotees. Now Swami Ramdas Guruji expressed the feelings of this chapter. Okay, friends, the next chapter will be discussed on satsang on any other day. So today's chapter is very fantastic. The kind policeman, how he helped those sadhus to board inside the train, where ticket inspector and the second master restricted, even though the kind policeman break the rules of the railway company and he helped them to these sadhus. So these are things happen in this chapter. So the next chapter will discuss on next satsang on any other day. Thank you friends. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Good night to all of us. Enjoy the day. Happy good night to all of us. Happy good night to all of us.